YouTube, welcome to channel Annabella, and today I'm here with Phil. Say hello.
Hello.
And we're going to be reviewing
Cats.
Hold Cat Up.
Well, I don't know, is she allowed to be on view?
Yes, she's allowed to be on view.
Can you see her?
No, we can't. There she is.
There's a cat.
Cats. Obviously, me and Phil want to see cats today. It's hugely controversial, I know, ever since we've had cat CGI fur and boob gate, and also the issue of the coats. The coats in cats are worn to show who's an alpha cat. You also have to understand cat ear movements. Hello, darling. She's sniffing me. Don't we?
Yes.
Yes. Did we enjoy Cats?
I liked it. It was very nice.
Yes, we enjoyed it because it's based on T.S. Eliot's poems. It's an abstract musical. They did attempt to give it a story within a story, but it was a bit confusing. Like, why would cats go to a milk bar that was closed?
I wasn't going to...
Jellicle cats means dear little cat. See, look, there's one.
Oh, yes.
We can't see her. She's
avoiding the camera.
She's avoiding the camera. She's like Brexit. She's just being evasive.
Well, she is. She's sort of looking at you grumpily.
Yeah. We love it. So, what did we think overall of Cats? Out of 5, what would you rate it, Phil?
Quite highly. I'd give... I give it a 4, and I think...
I give it a 4 too. The musical numbers were good.
The musical numbers were good. The musical itself was always quite high concept, so there's all how do you kind of translate very abstract ideas, and how do you it was
poetry.
Well, yeah.
And sometimes they were just reciting the poems. I mean, if you've not read the poems or seen the musical, you're just going to be lost, aren't you?
Then it's good that you have something that doesn't spoon feed you and kind of dictate exactly what it's about. A lot of higher art is sometimes not to dictate to people that it's this or that. It's so you can look at it and think, well, there's some interesting themes, there's some interesting ideas about things. For example, obviously personality is quite an interesting theme that comes through Cats anyway. Cats have different personalities of sorts.
Pick the cat up so they can see cat.
She's there, look. She's not sure what she's doing.
Cat. Yeah. But it was interesting, and it was more actually about the history of the theatre, because you had Ian McKenneth and Judi Dench, and his bit was actually about how theatre has changed during their lifetime. So, and it was also, you had tap dance, you had ballet, you had all these...
you had a link to mental health.
Oh, yes, hugely. It's an artsy, pretentious film.
If the central character was saying, what was it, her thing was about striving to find her inner identity, and that she was...
All cats have 3 names.
Disowned. Well, but then even in the name of a cat, that's the whole thing about our identities, or in our identities, about how we strive to be...
What's this cat's name?
Boadicea.
Yeah, exactly. Cats are pretentious. We love you, though. She's like, yeah, right. Anything else you want to say about it? It did look like when Idris Elba wasn't wearing his hat or his coat, he did look... naked, but they did have that great link with McCavity being Moriarty, because that's what T.S. Eliot thought, and you had that poster that said Moriarty, and then it changed to McCavity.
Which of course links to Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, and the first part of Cats worked really well. It was when Old Deuteronomy showed up that issues with the story came, and that isn't Judi Dench's fault, because she played Old Deuteronomy really, really well. The individual actors played their parts really well. It was just unfortunate that the story connecting them was a little bit confusing. Anything else you want to say?
Just that I suppose Cats is quite an abstract thing. I mean, it was good storyline, good acting, and it was well chosen in terms of the cast.
And we don't want to talk about cat boob gate, because unfortunately the female cats did actually need to show the boobs. Otherwise you wouldn't actually see that they were a female cat.
But then how would you identify them as a character?
Exactly. Angelical cats are supposed to be small. Aren't they, Boadicea? She's kind of silent on this issue of cats. She's like, I'm not talking to you about it. I'm just going to turn my head. Just keep stroking me.
There you are. Look, there's the cat.
Going to itch her ear. Overall, we're giving it a 4 out of 5. We enjoyed it, but then again, we know the poems, and we know that Angelical cat is a dear little cat.
Yes, I think it's the thing. People got to see it for themselves,
Yeah.
and you draw your own meaning from things.
And it's the anamorphic cats, because actually the cats are supposed to be representations of humans, and human beings and cats are very similar in their complexities, aren't they, my friend?
Well, yes, exactly. And
Yeah, it kind of needed a tagline like "Are human beings and cats the same?" Because I think people were thinking that they were going to see some sort of cute CGI dancing cats, and it's not really about that. It's about how cats have 9 lives and may or may not
almost
need renewal.
links to reincarnation. Of course, you could
Yeah.
argue there's themes of reincarnation because of the
There's
9
a cat.
lives, and then I suppose there's a relatable theme because obviously the central Elaine Page initially made famous the song "Memories" from
Yes.
the original
Good old
Cats.
Griselda.
Who was Elaine Page initially, and she was the old dishevelled cat that turns up and is pleading to what's the name of
Old Deuteronomy.
Old Deuteronomy. She goes up to Old Deuteronomy, and it's all about her saying, "Look, I'd like a renewal. I'm worthy of a renewal," sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there was an interesting thing pointed out. Do I say anything about the film or lines from the film?
Yeah, you can.
Spoiler alert! There was what was a significant line in the film, and it was the younger cat who you see kind of as a thread. What was the name of the young cat?
Victoria.
And Victoria says something about how you have beautiful ghosts.
Yes.
And sees Griselda and talks about the beautiful ghosts. And in a way, Victoria's character is envious of Griselda because of her memories, her experience. I mean, if
Whereas
you're
Victoria doesn't have those.
yeah, if you're younger, and she said it's that she felt disowned, she felt she hadn't had those experiences in life
Because she'd been abandoned.
One of the other themes, I suppose, is the idea of loved and lost. Sometimes
Come closer, you're making it hard to film.
Sometimes in life they say it's better to have loved than lost than never to have loved at all. And obviously
very
that
true.
was quite a poignant theme that they had picked up in the film, because Victoria's character kind of picked up on it and saying, well, I know this person
There
has
we
obviously
go.
been for a
That's
rough
better.
time, but it was clear that this was a lady that had, like, as I would say, loved than lost, than never to have loved at all, never to have lived, never to have experienced. And the idea that you dance with beautiful ghosts is quite poignant.
Because Griselda's life had been she'd been very glamorous. She'd been a glamour person.
Well,
And then
and-
she
and
ran
I-
off with
and
Macavity.
I kept drawing conclusions to that idea because I kept thinking, well, you could look at Griselda's character and draw a parallel with someone like Julie Garland, or someone like either Julie Garland or who else am I thinking of? And it will come back to me.
I
And
don't know.
No, wait, Julie Garland.
He's
or...
rebooting. He's searching files.
I am, and I will get there. Who was the? Oh
Don't.
no, right, all right. So take the parallel to a lot of people like Julie Garland, sort of famous and amazing and brilliant, but then they were kind of they went through they self-destruct and they were spit out through the machine. And this is Griselda's character. Griselda was loved and adored, and she was she was seen.
And then she got hit by a car, and
Yeah.
it made life worse. And she was seen as mangy and not worthy. And what would have been nice would have actually been sort of like flashbacks for Griselda's life. Her sort of like being the glamour puss, her life with Macavity after her getting
But then
run
a
over with
lot
the car,
of
and
the
then other
strength,
things.
a lot of the strength of
The musical.
is that a lot of things are there to interpret. So
Yes.
it's one of those things, and like a
You
lot
lose the
like
abstractness
a
in
lot
film.
of things, how much should be too spelt out and how much can be implied. Some situations you can imply things and that be intriguing in itself.
Yeah, you
And
can.
in those situations, you can imply it, have the mystery, and people want more, or you can give more, but people like that didn't give it enough justice.
I think they didn't think it through. Cats needed a lot more planning, I think, to give it a solid story to base off. The musical numbers and the poems were brilliantly done. So was the dancing. It just needed a more solid story, I felt, to ground it, because some of the concepts are difficult. And film is visual. And you can do the abstractness on the stage really well. And actually, I really like the Junkyard version within the Junkyard, because the Junkyard itself is where old things go to rust and die away. And that in itself is an interesting place to start. But they moved it out, and some of the bigger names in the film did justice to their parts. We really enjoyed it. We liked it. We're over the CGI for boob gate issue. We didn't think that was an issue at all. Though when Idris Elba wasn't in his coat or hat, he did look naked, I have to say. Naked with a tail. And that can be off-putting, and because you've got the anamorphic cat thing. Bodicea is like, how dare you? But overall, we're giving it a 4, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. And Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
You're going to say that with a little bit more gusto?
Happy New Year.
Bye. Are you saying bye?
Oh,
or
bye.
am
Sorry,
I?
I was